Hello, what is up guys, it's Kyle from KGR doing a review on the Truforce Collectibles Megaman X action figure. Oh my god, this figure is so freaking sexy. I've been playing with this for I don't know how many days now. There's a piece of dirt on my stage. Get it away! Anyway, I've been playing with this figure for a few days, and oh my god, I freaking love this figure. But before we get into the review, let's do a quick little recap of how this figure came to be. So, Truforce Collectibles is here a Kickstarter company. They were funded on Kickstarter, and they was like, hey, let's make this ideal Mega Man figure, because right here, you see there's an artwork of Mega Man, and it looks absolutely amazing. I believe it was made by somebody by Capcom. The story may not have the right details. I'm sorry for that. But anyway, this was made by somebody, and it looks beautiful, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks absolutely immaculate. It's like, yeah, Truforce is all like, hey, let's make it into a figure. Truforce doesn't even make their own figures, apparently. They have someone else make it for them, then they had Bluefin distribute it for them. I don't know what Truforce has to do with any of this then, but this is the first figure that they have ever put out. And they made 3 different versions of this figure. They made this version, then the Kickstarter version, and they also made one that was New York Comic Con exclusive called X Kai, which that's the sexiest out of all 3, and I want it really badly. And I had a chance to get it, but I didn't take it because I didn't have the money at the time, and now it's worth about $200. So I end up getting this figure. Roughly it goes for about $80 plus shipping, but with MH Toy Shop, they have it right now for about $75 with shipping. So we're going to go into how the detail is, the articulation, accessories, yada yada yada. So let's get into it. God, I freaking love this figure. So as you can tell, the design for X is completely different compared to the X's that we are used to, which is not a bad thing. This figure looks absolutely beautiful. Like, this is made by someone else's just sketch art. And I remember they actually did interview the guy, and they actually put some details about him on the box, which the box is also really beautiful. But if you haven't seen the unboxing, you can click right here to check that out. I have the D-Arts as well, and I will be comparing that soon. But this, compared to that, it makes the D-Arts look like a cheap piece of plastic. This thing is a very heavy-duty figure. This thing actually has quite some weight to it. You can actually feel the quality when you hold it. The legs and the torso, they're made out of die cast, so that actually adds weight to it. Was it really necessary? Not really, but hey, it's freaking awesome. The gems look really amazing, and what I really love about this figure is the fact that it has this metallic coating, so it has like a bunch of powder dust all over the figure, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. Like here, they tried doing that with D-Arts X at New York Comic Con, where they made them all metallic, but this is a much more beautiful paint job than the chrome finish, because it actually apparently comes off easily, and plus the fact that it gets smudges really easily, while with this type of finish, it doesn't show up as easily unless you have like really greasy fingers or sweaty fingers or something like that. But again, the amount of detail they put into this figure is amazing. Like, they have like a little logo right here saying Irregular Hunter, and then you have stuff like caution, and then other stuff like this, even more caution. Look, that kind of detail is absolutely incredible. Like, oh my goodness, look at all this. This is absolutely awesome. This is freaking amazing. Like, this is seriously like the best looking X figure I've ever seen. It's sure it's not game accurate, but I don't care. It looks the best. Like, look at this design. It is absolutely beautiful. And there's more writing for you. Oh my goodness. And there's some things that are so freaking written small that I can't even read it. Like right under Irregular Hunter, I can't even see what that says. And my camera has a hard time autofocusing on it. If any of you guys know what all this is supposed to say, please let me know. Like under Irregular Hunter and under the torso as well, because it is a little bit hard to see. But I'm pretty sure if you pause the video, you can actually probably see it really well. But I'm just blind because I'm actually not looking at the figure. And the face looks so freaking great. Like, oh my goodness. Like, compared to D-Arts, I kind of like the D-Arts face a little bit better. Like, when I was looking at pictures and stuff, it looked beautiful. But then I saw a figure review from Pixel Dan, and it looked meh. But actually having it in person, it looks so beautiful. It really does. Like, there's some figures that you have that look alright in pictures, but when you have it in person, it destroys it. Like, photos do not do these kind of figures justice. This is seriously a must-own. When it comes to articulation, this figure has like over 30 points. Like, all this figure is articulation. It's absolutely crazy. Is it my most articulated figure ever? No, because I have a Spider-Man figure that has a crap ton of articulation. But for this size of figure, it has like the best articulation ever. I loved my D-Arts Mega Man X mainly because of its articulation. That was the whole point why I loved it. But this thing just destroys it. So when it comes to the articulation, we have, like, I don't want to say a ball jointed head. It's like a ball swivel type of thing. Both the bottom and top of the neck move. So that is absolutely beautiful. And then we got universal shoulders, so they go outwards, forwards, and backwards. But here what's really nice is here, this little cap right here also moves. It doesn't need this much free range. It's not really that necessary, but the fact they make it that free is amazing, because here the D-Arts one, it makes it a little bit limited, and then sometimes it pops off. It's easy to pop back on, but still, like, I feel like this figure is pretty much an advanced version of that. They probably used that as a reference and then just made it a million times better. Then we got the double jointed elbows, which you guys know how much I love double jointed elbows. And here, right at the top of the arm, it has a little swivel, so it kind of makes up for the bicep swivel, like, not being there. But again, it just this being up here, it just makes up for it. I hate repeating myself, I'm sorry. Then we got a double ball jointed wrist right here, so pop that out, see? It's like a double ball peg, I believe that's what it's called. Then we got some upper torso movement right here. Then we got a little bit of lower torso movement down here. Like, you can't go forward and back too much. Like, you can go forward a little bit. Back, you can't really go back all that much. But still, beautiful range of motion in the body. Universal hips, so they go forwards and backwards. And what's really cool is here, you can pull the leg down. So, you can have him be on his knees a lot easier. This is something that I really love about this figure. How, like, I remember Naruto SH Figure Arts do that really well too. But the D-Arts X does not do that, and it makes me really scared to do those poses, especially with the regular Mega Man D-Arts. Those those waist joint around here, like around his legs, they are so fragile in that figure. I seriously broke it twice, and it makes me so mad. Then we got a beautiful double jointed knee, but here when you bend it, this gets exposed. Like, that is a beautiful attention to detail. That just looks absolutely beautiful. Like, oh my goodness, like, I fall in love with it every time I see it. And if you're familiar with the D-Arts or SH Figure Arts Mario or X, then you'll know how the foot is. Like, it goes forward and backwards, and then it can go side to side. But this is a lot better than the X one, because here it could pop out of its foot really easily, and then when it pops out, it's a pain in the butt to get back in. And there's probably some articulation points I haven't even discovered yet. Apparently there's over 30, and I don't even know how many I even covered. X also comes with a great variety of accessories. First up, we got some open palm hands, which, by the way, I like how, like, the fingers are segmented. It looks really cool, but autofocusing can be a pain sometimes. But there you go, look at it. It looks absolutely amazing. His Mega Buster, which looks absolutely beautiful, also has LED. A replacement shouting face, a smallish blast effect, a Hadouken, a shuriken that goes in between the X Buster and the blast effects, so it looks like it gives off a little bit of a more blast effect. This piece, which I'll show off later, some boosters for his back, which I'll show you how to install them, a pretty cool looking base, and 2 movable arms. Even the accessories completely destroy the D-Arts. I'm not gonna lie, I like the D-Arts version of the one blast effect, which I'll pull up real quick. Here we go. I like this blast effect a lot. Like, I honestly like it better than this one right here. It'd be kind of cool to have something like this, but still a beautiful amount of accessories. Die! Pow, 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 pow. I forgot to show off his feet, so if you have a foot fetish, there you go. It looks freaking beautiful, doesn't it? If you're familiar with the D-Arts, you know exactly how this figure plays. You want to replace the hand, just pop it off, and replace it with the other. Just like that. Want to replace the arm with a Mega Buster? Just pull it off, slip it in, and you're good to go. Which, by the way, I absolutely love how these things snap into the arm. Because here with the D-Arts, they would fall off so much, and it would annoy the crap out of me. But these stay in so well. And again, LED Mega Buster! Replacing the faces just as easily. Pull from the back of the ears. Pull off the face. Replace it with the other face. Slip on the helmet again. Good to go! Also, replacing the batteries on the Mega Buster, it's a little bit hard at first, but you'll learn how to do it. It's really easy. Make sure it's off, because that's the position it needs to be in. Then you pull it out, and you pull out this battery compartment, and then that's how you put it in. Put the batteries in, slip it back in, put it in like this, and turn it, and then there you go. You're good to go. Anyway, I was talking about back panels earlier. Here, X has this little thing where it looks like he's like going fast and stuff. Like, you pull from right down here, dig your fingernail under there. Doing it at first is a little bit hard, but you'll get used to it, no problem. Anyway, look at that! Isn't that amazing? But they have to make the back match this for some reason. So, you just pull. I recommend pulling from the bottom because there's actually something to grip on. And here what's really nice is, here if you don't know which goes which, here if you look on the peg itself, you'll see a little letter, whether it be L or R. This one says R, so this would be going on the right side. And then the other would go on the left. And at first, they would not stay in when I was doing my unboxing, but I think I just wasn't plugging them in right. And to be honest, I wasn't playing with this section too much when I was playing with this figure, so it doesn't really bother me that much that if it doesn't stay in or not. But I think it stays in pretty well now. Like, I kind of wish that these little buster thing, like that buster, but the little boosters, like had a little bit of redness, like the bottom of the foot does. Just so it looks like, oh, he's actually using it and stuff. But it still looks great nevertheless. Now, when it comes to the blast effect, there's a love-hate relationship here. It looks great. It really does. However, this piece right here irritates the crap out of me because it has a hard time staying in when you're trying to set the whole thing up. It falls out a lot and it's hard to set up sometimes. But what I absolutely love about this thing is not only does it look great, but here with the D-Art, you would have to replace the tip in order for you to put it on. Kotobukiya and Truforce has proven that you do not need to replace the tip in order for you to have a great looking blast effect. You don't need this, but it's a great looking touch, so it's really your call if you want to use it or not. So what you do is simply put it on top, or you can put it on top of the X Buster. You do what you want. And then you just simply press it in. There you go. Looks great. And yeah, again, sometimes it falls off. That is the one thing I don't like about this effect. But also what I like about this effect, and here the X Buster, like the LED light, actually goes through this thing a little bit. But with the lighting that I have, it's going to be a little bit hard to see. So let's turn it on. And of course, I knocked the thing down again. Okay, now it's back on, and we have the LED on, but you can't really see how well it looks. So we're going to turn off the lights real quick and see how it looks in the dark. I'm not going to lie, it actually looks a lot better than I expected. This is the first time I ever seen it in the dark, and oh my god, it looks beautiful! We also have this gargantuan looking blast effect that, again, just simply clicks in, but unfortunately, just like the other ones, it sometimes has a hard time trying to stay in, but also, it does sometimes get a little bit heavy, so I wouldn't recommend just putting it on by itself. And that other piece is also compatible, but in my opinion, it does have a little bit of a harder time trying to stay in with that effect on. And when it's on, it looks absolutely great. Now let's turn on the LED and turn off the lights. Again, so beautiful! I mentioned this piece earlier. Now you probably have no idea what this is. Here it's actually to combine both of these little blast effects, which I'm not gonna lie, it's both a good and a bad idea. So here, what you do is you pull off the tip of the smaller one. And here that has a little pattern design thing. You put that in here, you line it up, right? There you go. Then you simply plug this one in here. There you go. You got one giant looking blast effect, which, holy crap, looks freaking OP. And it's not going to look as great without the shuriken. Plug it in, you're good to go. Which, by the way, plugging in the smaller effect freaking hurts. Because you press it in, it stabs you, and then you have a damaged hand. But anyway, it looks great. However, it's a little heavy. Which is one of the reasons why we have a stand. Now, this stand looks absolutely great. Here, for some reason, you can take this little glossy panel off in case you don't really like a glossy base. So, that's an option, and that looks great. But I'm going to keep the glossiness on because screw it. I don't want to lose it. And it looks great. I forgot to plug that in. There we go. It looks beautiful. And these little arms plug into the sides. So, you just line it up, or you don't have to. Do what you want. I honestly don't care. There you go. And here they have this little claw effect looking thing. Here, the arms, at least on mine, they're actually really tight. So if you do want to loosen them, just get a simple Phillips screwdriver. You can loosen them a tiny bit, but you don't want to loosen them too much where it can't even hold anything anymore. But they do feel awfully tight where I'm afraid I'm actually going to break them. But again, just loosen them up and you're good to go. Here, the gripness, I'm not going to lie, it's not all that great. Sometimes it doesn't really hold the figures all that well. But I honestly am going to be mostly using this stand for my Naruto figures, but I am also using it for my X just so I can have them in midair doing a blast effect. So anyway, if you want to have them pull off the little blast effect, let's just use one arm for now. And we're going to lower it a bit. But the range on the arm, I'm not going to lie, it's rather disappointing. Like it'll stop, and if you feel it stop, do not pressure it even more. You're going to probably end up breaking it, and that will be a no-go. It'd be really cool if Truforce actually sold this base by itself. I actually haven't done any research if they did or not, but if they did, that would be freaking awesome. And if they don't, well, they should do that, because this stand is absolutely amazing, and I honestly recommend these over the SH Figure Arts stand, even though I don't really have them. But I know they also have the little grip thing, so they will function mostly exactly the same. But you get two arms, though, with one stand. Or you can just put a bunch of arms on one stand, and it'll just look like a beautiful freaking display. Anyway, let's get this arm set up. But I'm probably going to struggle, so I'm just going to do a jump cut. Yay! After 10 million years with this piece always freaking falling off, it's finally on. And I got the LED on, so let's look at it in the dark. Ah, that looks so beautiful. As I was saying earlier, here are these little grip things. They hold Megaman X all right. It's just that it's not really much of a tight grip. On video, it looks really good, but actually when you hold it, it's actually not that good. So what I end up doing is here I end up turning the base, not the base, but the stand to the side, and here I end up clamping it like this, so it ends up being a much tighter fit. Here I got done recording the video, and I forgot to mention one more flaw with this figure. The fact that once this is set up, here, that little peg right here, absolute pain to get out. Like, I seriously have no consistent way of getting this thing out. Like, you can try to wiggle it out if you can, but you don't really have too much wiggle room. And I just got lucky and I managed to get it out. Sometimes it gets stuck in here, sometimes it gets stuck in there. It is an absolute pain to get out, so honestly, I don't really recommend doing that little piece connection thing. I recommend staying away from that. So overall, what are my thoughts on this figure? Despite the few minor flaws, like this part of the blast effect being annoying and the clamp arms not being that great, this is still by far the greatest Mega Man X figure I've ever seen. I mentioned earlier that I'm still finding articulation points to this day. That's no lie. You just found out, oh, this is a thing. And I also said I was going to compare between this and the D-Arts X. Just look at the size difference. It's absolutely crazy. And if you end up having both of these in person, you will honestly never touch this thing again once you have this. Now, would I recommend this figure? Abso-freaking-lutely. This is the best X figure ever. Honestly, if you don't have a D-Arts X and you're looking for an X figure, this is the best one you can get. And I'd heavily recommend it over the D-Arts. If anything, just get the D-Arts just for it to be accurate, but for actual great looking figure, this is the best. And that's going to be it for this review. So if you're new and you like what you saw, then don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, are you getting this figure? I recommend getting this from MH Toy Shop. There will be a link in the description. It's going to be about $75 with shipping. Now, if you Google it, you're going to see another link for Anime Poco. But with shipping, that's going to be about $76. So MH Toy Shop is not sponsoring me or paying me in any way. This is just one collector going to you guys saying, hey, that's the cheapest way you can get it. And it's what I personally recommend. And here, it ends up getting to your house in 2 days. So holy freaking crap, that is amazing. So go after it. Also, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. Especially my Instagram for my figure videos and my pictures and stuff. Just look at them. They're amazing. And I will see you guys in the next one.